A week from this Tuesday is primary day in Minnesota. One race Republican voters will decide is which Republican candidate wins the right to move on to face Attorney General Keith Ellison in the fall. Jim Schultz is the GOP Party's endorsed candidate. I interviewed him on this show last Sunday. Doug Wardlow had promised to honor the state's convention's choice, but he is still in the race. When Wardlow ran against Keith Ellison in 2018, Wardlow lost by 4 points. Earlier today, I spoke with Doug Wardlow. Take a look. And joining us right now is Doug Wardlow. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, Esme.
All right. I have got to ask you about the Republican Party's website and what it is saying about you. If you Google your name, the first thing that comes up is this website that says Doug Wardlow lied. What's your reaction to that?
Well, that's, of course, ridiculous. I did not lie. The endorsement process for the Republican Party was tainted with lies and smears and schemes, and we can't reward and shouldn't reward dirty politics.
But you did say you'd honor the endorsement.
Right, of
and
course.
Now you're not honoring the endorsement by running.
It's a fair process, but what we're doing here is we're going to let the 200 to 300,000 Republicans in the larger Republican electorate decide who the nominee will be, and that's what we do under state law in a primary. 1.15 million Republicans voted for me, and others, Democrats and independents, voted for me in the last election in 2018, and we're going to give them a voice as to who they want their nominee to be, and they want a bold America First conservative. Well,
and we will get to that because you did come very close to the Attorney General, who's now the Attorney General. I want to ask you, though, you said you would abide by the endorsement, and you're not abiding by it. You're still in the race.
Like I said, that process was tainted with lies and smears and backroom deals, and we need to bring the question of who the Republicans want for their nominee to the larger Republican electorate. 200 or 300,000 Republicans will vote in the Republican primary, and they want a candidate who's going to be bold and who's going to stand up for law and order, who's going to actually investigate and prosecute voter fraud, who's going to stand up for life, who's going to be an unwavering conservative, an America First conservative, and we can't reward dirty politics in the endorsement process.
All right. Jim Schultz, your opponent, has ads running this morning. I saw several of them saying that he is the conservative choice, and he also is a strong opponent of abortion, as you are. How do you tell Republican voters to vote for you when your credentials are similar?
Our credentials aren't similar at all. I'm the only America First bold constitutional conservative in this race. I'm the only one with a track record of standing up for our constitutional rights and for conservative values inside the courtroom and outside the courtroom. So I'm the only one that's going to stand up for life and who's going to investigate and prosecute voter fraud. Jim Schultz, my Republican primary opponent, he doesn't want to touch those issues. He doesn't want to talk about them. I co-authored 7 different pro-life bills when I was in the state legislature. So I am unwaveringly pro-life, whereas Jim Schultz says that he supports an abortion ban, but only after 20 weeks of pregnancy. That's effectively pro-life, or pro-choice rather, up to 20 weeks, and that's unacceptable to Republican voters. Also, he has zero.
He has a pretty strong pro-life record. He is definitely an abortion opponent. But I want to ask you about constitutional rights here, because the ruling Doe v. Gomez from 1995 makes it a constitutional right to have an abortion in Minnesota. You said you were going to, as Attorney General, if you win, defend constitutional rights. How does that jive?
So the Minnesota Supreme Court in Doe versus Gomez in 1995 invented out of whole cloth a right to abortion that is not in the text or history of the Minnesota Constitution at all. It robbed the right to regulate and prohibit abortions away from the people's elected representatives, away from the people, and gave it to the court and said, no, you can't talk about that. You cannot legislate on that issue. So I'm going to fight to overturn Doe versus Gomez, and that is to stand up for the right of Minnesotans through their elected representatives to pass laws regulating and prohibiting abortion. That's defending the law and defending the right of the people to pass laws.
You are the corporate attorney for Mike Lindell, who probably is the most vocal person in the nation, other than former President Trump, for advocating that the past election, November 2020, was not right and that it was stolen from President Trump. Do you agree with Mike Lindell on that issue?
I do. The 2020 election was stolen. We need to investigate and prosecute voter fraud. We've got to make sure that people have confidence in the accuracy of election outcomes. As Attorney General, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to investigate all leads and all evidence of voter fraud, and we're going to work with county attorneys to prosecute it. We need to put people in prison for attempting to rig our elections so that everyone can be confident in the accuracy of election outcomes. My opponent, Jim Schultz, he doesn't want to talk about this issue. He won't do that. I'm the only candidate.
There is no evidence of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 election. Even the Attorney General.
Oh, there is all sorts of evidence. There's all sorts of evidence.
Republican Attorney General Bill Barr, who was the president's Attorney General, said
they actually didn't review anything. Bill Barr didn't review anything. The fact of the matter is he didn't review anything. If you look to the evidence, there is ample evidence.
He did say it was BS. I don't want to get in trouble with my bosses here, but that is a fact. Well, listen, we are looking forward to this primary. Obviously, it's going to be pretty close with what a lot of people are saying. So thank you so much, Doug, for joining us.
Well, thank you, Esme.